Hello BookTube, my name is Juan, I'm just one reader, and today we're discussing beautiful book covers and beautiful book objects in themselves. So I want to just jump straight into it and start with Infinite Home by Kathleen Alcott. This is a Strand signed copy that I got from the Strand bookstore, which is my favorite bookstore in New York City. It's beautiful on the inside and the outside. I love the cover, I love the geometrical pattern, the colors, and of course it is a signed edition. There you go. So it's a beautiful object. All in all, I haven't read it, but I've heard great things about this one and this author in general. I think it's Mercedes from Mercedes Bookish Musings who really enjoyed this novel, and it seems very literary and something that I can really enjoy. Also, um, Ramona Osibol, author of A Guide to Being Born, writes here in the blurb. So this one. Another one, very different, is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I don't usually talk about the Harry Potter covers when I talk about Harry Potter, but this cover is just so beautiful. I've always said that this is my favorite book in the series, and I just adore it when something that I enjoy so much on the inside can be reflected as well on the outside. And I love the Harry Potter illustrations and the Harry Potter books, just the way that they are made. Particularly this American editions are so well put together, and this one is just one that I really enjoy, how symmetrical it is, and the little glittering stars, and it gives you a taste of everything that's going to happen in the story. It gives you some clues and some hints. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this one. Another book cover that I really love is The Marvels by Brian Selznick. The art in general and how these books are put together is fantastic, and it has golden edges. And even without the book jacket, this book is still pretty amazing. It looks very classic, and the illustrations, of course, are fantastic. I haven't read this one yet either, but it has a lot of illustrations of theater houses and opera houses, and I am a big opera buff myself, so I really can't wait to pick this one up. Another one that I really enjoy is A Guide to Being Born by Ramona Osbel. This is actually the last book I read. I finished reading it last week. I think it's a collection of short stories, absolutely wonderful on the inside, one of my favorite books this year, and the outside is just so fabulous. The inside, if we remove the jacket, has this beautiful color palette of the turquoise and the like buttery white gray, and it has this single illustration that is so meaningful, and I think it really goes very well with the stories. And it's a wonderful collection. I strongly recommend you pick it up. It's very short, but each collection is fantastic. Of course, I will discuss this book with more depth and detail in my next wrap up. Another one that I really love is The Neverending Story. This is my old edition of The Neverending Story by Michael Ende, and on the inside, without the jacket, it has this beautiful metallic embossed thing. I don't know how to call it. Another one is my Everyman's Library edition of Historic Materials by Philip Pullman. This is probably my favorite book ever, like my favorite object ever. It's just so simple, but so elegant, so beautiful. It just has the necessary elements. It has the stars here and just looks very classic, very academic, and it's so pretty. I cannot even describe it. Another one that I got today from the mail is The Age of Insight: The Quest to Understand the Unconscious in Art, Mind, and Brain, from Vienna 1900s to the Present, by Eric R. Kandel. He is a Nobel Prize winner, and this is, of course, a nonfiction book discussing history, art, psychoanalysis, and psychology, neuroscience, all the good things in life. It has a lot of illustrations of very famous art, and I adore all of these topics. And I just adore the cover with the painting, famous painting by Klimt. Another book cover that I don't think I've ever mentioned that I enjoy this cover, but I really do, is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This was my favorite book of 2015, and I really appreciate the decision that Hanya Yanagihara took of having this cover. She instructed that she wanted this picture for the cover of her book because A Little Life, this is not really a spoiler, but A Little Life is about a man who has pretty much the worst life you can imagine. It's a life of pain and destruction and aggression. So it's a very bleak novel at that, but this particular painting is actually called Man in Orgasm. So I just adore the symbolism of having this picture paired with this narrative. Another one that I haven't yet read, but I adore the cover and I actually read the first chapter of it and I felt really intrigued, was of Things Gone Astray by Janina Matthewson. I adore the simplicity, the rustic fairy tale feel that this book cover has. The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, very simple but very beautiful, stunning, eye-catching cover. Back when I bought this, like a year and a half ago, I saw it on this independent bookstore here in Mexico City, and it was so expensive, but I didn't care. It was such a beautiful object and such a recommended book that I needed to own it. And I haven't read it, so. Another one that I'm planning on reading next actually is The Rabbitback Literature Society by Pasi Ilmari something. This book cover is just really beautiful. It has this amazing buttery texture to it. The illustrations feel very magical, wintry, and very whimsical. I think this is a book that I can really enjoy. I have two more. More Than This by Patrick Ness. This was also one of my favorite books from last year. I really appreciate the little detail of the doorway on the cover and then the title here. And this edition is signed too. I adore it. I adore how simple but amazing it is, and also has this really soft, strange quality texture. And the last book I will be mentioning today is Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. I adore this cover. It's so stunning, so simple, so eye-catching, and it's really deceiving because when I first saw it, like on Amazon when I bought it, I don't know why, but I thought that the illustration on the cover was feathers. It looked like feathers to me. I don't know why, but like blue feathers, something. And looking at it from up close, I can see that it's actually ocean waves, and it's kind of a very deceiving cover, and I really like the symbolism of the very first image that I formed in my head of very soft, like calm depiction of the feathers, which would represent tranquility and elegance and sophistication for me, as opposed to the angry ocean, the turmoil of the sea. I think that's a contrast worth exploring when eventually I pick it up. I haven't yet, so that's it. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed these book covers. Please let me know which covers you like and which book covers do you want to show me, or you can tell me the title so I can go and check them out. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next video.